So, feeling like you're going to give up, or feeling like what you're doing is not working, or feeling like, you need a break from trying, or whatever it is, letting yourself be with that and not judging yourself and not beating yourself up and not being down on yourself and not buying into it either. Letting yourself really say, okay, is this doubt that I'm experiencing real? What am I going into here that's not real? If you really pause and be present, you'll see, okay, I'm not actually going backwards. Things are not actually going wrong. Nothing is actually stopping me. I'm not stuck. I've just got this strange feeling. And could you let yourself feel that and be curious about what it actually is? Could you let yourself simply sit with the doubt and sit with the confusion and sit with the feeling like nothing's working? And could you let yourself admit that it's a misperception, that it's not true, that it's not accurate? We love to say things like keep going, but you don't have to keep going somewhere. You already are. Be present to where you actually already are. Be present to everything that you've already created. Be present to what the truth about you actually is. If you're feeling like you're stuck, is that really the truth of you? If you are feeling like you're lost, is that really the truth of you? Or if you're feeling like it's never going to work for you, is that really the truth of you? There's absolutely nothing wrong with having these temporary moments where you go, I don't want to do this today. I can't just ceaselessly be optimistic all the time. But you don't need to be ceaselessly optimistic all the time, because you already are. Even in those low moments where you're totally misperceiving everything and you're totally buying into all of these judgments that you've created for yourself, even when you feel totally lost and totally confused, you already are what you actually desire to be, even in those moments. And all we have to really do is be present to that. Whatever you feel like, whatever you think, whatever appears to be going on, all you have to do is be present. And admit that whatever appears to be going on you are still the source of all things. You are still creating your experience. You are still capable of expressing joy, capable of being anything you desire to be. And if you really don't feel like doing it today, that doesn't matter. Nothing requires you to be ever vigilant in doing the work. Nothing requires you to be positive all the time. Nothing requires you to work hard at this. easily, effortlessly allowing everything to support you. On those days that you don't want to do whatever it is you think you're supposed to do, it might be time to relax in a different way. And we all have different ideas about what we think relaxing is, but it's not about what you do to relax. It's about letting go of whatever you've created to give you a sense of agitation, to give you a sense of unrest, to give you a sense of pain where there isn't any. Quite often when we don't feel like getting on with it on a particular day, we want to resist that. We want to push against that. We want to go, no, I'm supposed to be doing this and I should be doing this and I need to go and do this. And if I don't go and do this, it's a wasted day. There is no waste of any day, even if you do nothing. Because you are here creating an experience. And misperceiving that experience is not wrong. Misjudging that experience is not wrong. Making that experience tiny and painful and less than what it truly is not wrong. It is your free exploration and expression as a creator to have those moments where you're not fully open to what it is you actually are creating. And it gives you a really amazing contrast when you do decide again to open up to what actually is. The whole journey is an exploration to see what you can create and what you can experience. If we would take the judgment off of all of it, there is so much more to play with. Let yourself have moments that don't feel good. And let yourself admit that the only reason they don't feel good is that you're misperceiving them and misjudging them. And you can meet every moment with a totally different awareness and a totally different consciousness. That's what power actually is. That whatever you experience, you know you can choose the awareness, the consciousness, and the expression that you're going to apply to every experience that you create. Because once you can admit that, nothing will really be able to stop you. Many of us are not going for the things we'd actually like because we think that there's a certain outcome that would feel so bad, we need to avoid that. But if you can meet any outcome, expressing yourself however you want and being the awareness and the consciousness that's never ending, nothing can stop you from creating anything you desire to create. You're already free, you're already unlimited. And sometimes you really don't feel like that. But that doesn't stop you. There's nothing to stop. There's nothing that can be stopped. You're creating an experience for yourself, even if it feels like nothing is moving. And those days where you really don't feel good are an opportunity to be even more present than ever before. It can seem really discouraging if you've had day after day after day after day of feeling like you're doing really good and things are getting better and you're more aware than ever of what you're creating, to suddenly have a day where you go, wow, I feel terrible. But you can dissolve all of that by being with it, by not shying away from it, by not even thinking that you need to avoid it or resist it in any way. It's not stopping you. It's not even what you really think it is. It's something far greater than what you think it is. It's not a test, it's not a challenge, it's not a difficulty, it's not a problem. It's not any of those things. And you don't have to identify with those feelings. And you don't have to identify with your thoughts about those feelings. And you don't have to identify with what you think those thoughts and feelings are going to create if you think them and if you feel them. When you know what you truly are, you will realize that the temporary moments where your thoughts and feelings are not as blissful as you would like them to be have no impact on what you actually are. You don't have to make it complicated for yourself. You don't have to be hypervigilant. You don't always have to be on it. Because what you actually are is more than enough to carry you through anything. What you actually are is enough to create anything. What you actually are is in support of you creating anything that you desire. Most of us are just skating across the surface of what we actually are. And we're living our lives pretending to be totally disconnected from the energy that we actually are. But that energy is always there. That awareness is always there. That consciousness is always there. It never goes away. What you actually are will never turn its back on you, even if you, for a moment, turn your back on yourself. So give yourself a break. You don't have to figure it out from this tiny, limited, singular point in your experience. There is something way bigger and more grand and more eternal that is you, that will give you everything. Whether you are willing and able to receive it or not, you will still give yourself everything. You don't have to get anything right. You will still give yourself everything. Do you let yourself be aware of that? Or do you close your eyes to it and pretend to be blind? You are now being provided for. Everything you desire and ask for is being given to you right now. Do you allow your attention and your awareness and your focus to be on the fact that you are receiving everything you desire now? Or do you place your attention elsewhere? If somebody walked into the room with an envelope with a check for $1 million and you ignored them so you could keep having an argument with someone, you'd realize, if you could see yourself doing that, how pointless the argument was when what you were asking for is right there. But how much of us do that all the time? What we're actually asking to receive, what we're actually praying for and hoping for and begging for, is already here now, and our focus is not on receiving it and enjoying it and experiencing it. Our focus is on, well, wait, there's something I need to resist, there's something I need to fight with, there's something going wrong. What you want will always be there. What you want is always there. And if you want to take your attention off of that, to have a bad day, don't punish yourself. Love yourself regardless. Forgive yourself regardless. Okay, today I wanted to be miserable, even though I'm not. Even though everything I'd like to be is already here and everything I'd like to have is already here, I pretended to be miserable for a really long time. I forgive myself for that, because it's not a big deal. I'm going to choose to be with myself always anyway, no matter how much I fool myself into thinking that things are bad when they are not. I'm really grateful just to be what I am, because I know I'm not defined by any of this. So, if any of you are having one of those days, enjoy it. No matter what kind of day you're having, enjoy it. Why not? It's the day you are creating. Don't judge it. Just be here for it. Okay, everybody. Thanks so much. I'll see you soon.